Welcome to another Warhammer the Old World battle report. I'm going to be going through the games from 3-round RTT I did over the weekend. Here's my list. So I have the Duke with Virtue of Heroism, Cromwell Greathelm, and Syrian's Locket on a Royal Pegasus. I took the Green Knight, I took Elise Duchard. It's the same list as I ran in my last battle report. 8 Knights of the Realm with the War Banner, 6 Knights of the Realm with the First Knight, 10 Peasant Bowmen, 3 Eagles with the Banner of Chalon, and 5 Grail Knights with the Falcon Horn. And my first round was against Wolves of the Sea list. So the new Army of Infamy from the Chaos Arcane Journal. He had a Chaos Lord, Mark of Zinch for the level 4, and the Infernal Puppet on Dark Magic. A level 2 Exalted Sorcerer with the Rod of the Damned. That's the bound spell for the summoning. And then a Marauder Tribe Chieftain with a Ballstone Bearer and the Rebuilding of Ruin. So he has a lot of, and they're Mark of Zinch, so they can all default to a magic missile, and then he has 2 bound magic missiles, so lots of magic missile shooting. And then a bunch of Chaos Marauders, all Nurgle, so 4 units of that, 2 units of Berserkers, which are this little skirmishing unit with Frenzy, 2 units of Warhounds, a unit of 3 Skinwolves, 6 Huskarls, and then 5 Chaos Warriors with the Mark of Corn, and his champion had the Sword of Might. That was his winning the duel unit, the Warriors Duel, and then a unit of 3 Dragon Ogres. So, deployment, my Peasant Bowman on the side, Pegasuses, Duke's in the center, Elise is next to him. These are my opponent's Skinwolves. He has his Chaos Warriors, Warhounds, Dragon Ogres are the Chaos Dwarf Bulls. Then he has some Marauders. That's his level 4. That's his level 2. Some Huskarls in the back, and another unit of dogs. And so he challenged me to a warrior duel, which I was happy to accept with just a regular Grail Knight. I could have sent out the Falcon Horn because he doesn't actually have any flyers, but I figured I sent out a Grail Knight anyways, without just thinking to protect the Falcon Horn, but it didn't matter. So we fought the first round of the duel. Neither of us caused. We both survived through it. I think we both made some saves. And then the second round of the duel, I was able to put a wound through, which he failed to save. And so the Bretonnians won the duel, which means they both get the Blessing of the Lady and get to go first. We were playing that I assumed, my opponent didn't question me, that the Grail Knights would have the Lady's Blessing, because they always have it. But I guess the game hasn't started yet, so I'm not actually 100% sure. But it seems thematic that the Lady would bless one of her chosen knights fighting in the duel. So that meant I got to go first, which is unusual with Bretonnians. And I didn't do much. I sort of shuffled around a bit. The Peasant Bowmen shot the hounds and caused them to flee. My Pegasus Knights staged up behind the woods, which actually wasn't a great spot for them. They're trying to hide from his magic missiles, but it means that I now can't see anything. And then with his Dragon Ogres behind his dogs, I think I did have a long charge here after the Vanguard, but didn't go for it. I just moved the Duke over and cast the Blessing of the Lady onto the Knights. And I had Plague of Rust and I can't remember what my last, I think, yeah, we'll see what the last spell was when it comes up. Burning Gaze. So I switched to 2 signature spells from the Lord Lady. So I missed my opponent's turn, but he didn't do a lot. He sort of moved to, let me rewind. Okay, the Green Knight must not have shown up. So I missed my opponent's turn, but he didn't. He just sort of moved his Skinwolves forward, and then jockeyed a bit and tried to cast magic missiles. I think he was mostly focusing on the big knights of the realm, and didn't do anything between dispels and their armor and the blessing of the lady. And so then on my turn, the Pegasus knights had nothing to charge, so they moved out to the side to be able to charge in here. I pushed the big knights and the duke forward, and the green knight appeared in the woods and charged one unit of marauders who used shield wall just to give ground. Yeah, so otherwise potential for me to get into his wizard, but didn't happen. And then on his turn, he didn't charge into the flank of the Grail Knight, which he maybe should have. Tough to say. His two dogs rallied, so the Green Knight forced the Marauders to fall back in good order, but then he restrained. All his magic missiles went into the unit of knights, killed them down to 3. Arcane Backlash did cause a wound to his Sorcerer Lord. And the dogs just pushed up a bit farther. The Skin Wolves marched up. He's thinking about coming on the flank, getting out of my arc because they are skirmishers. And what I'm worried is going to happen here is that I'm going to charge the dogs, the Warhounds, they'll flee, and then I'll roll high and end up with my knight units here in front of the Dragon Ogres, the Chaos Warriors, and the Skin Wolves all charging into them. And I can't countercharge against the Skin Wolves because they're monstrous infantry, not cavalry. And even if I do get a countercharge against the Dragon Ogres, I think it's not a good fight to be in. So this blurry picture is this standoff continues, but a bunch of charges over here. The Pegasus Knights go into this unit who give ground. The Duke went into... Was there another unit of Marauders there? I think the Duke and this unit of Pegasus and this small unit of Knights of the Realm went into the one unit of Marauders and eliminated them. And then on the overrun, the Duke just failed to overrun into the Berserkers by an inch. He rolled like a 4, and these 3 knights overran into the little unit of Marauders, and the Green Knight, let's go back and take another look, he charged the Wizard Lord, who fled, and then redirected or charged into the Berserkers, was challenged, killed the one, and then they fell back in good order. And he also rolled, I think he rolled a 3 for his pursuit and couldn't catch them either. So now my 2 characters are now going to be charged by the Green Knight is now looking at a lot of magic missiles coming his way. And Elise is back here. Not quite probably in a good dispel range. So his Wizard Lord does rally, and between their magic missiles, they remove the Green Knight. I guess I missed another one of my opponent's turns. But anyways, they remove the Green Knight. This unit of... Is that another Berserker unit? So the Berserkers charge around the Duke into the side of the Knights of the Realm, kill them, and then overrun more towards the center. I think the Pegasus Knights actually... what did they do? They may have lost a con... or they gave ground. Yeah, so... Maybe I've already put the Green Knight down, but he shouldn't be there. think this is the end of my opponent's turn. So this unit fell back in good order, and the Pegasus Knights are strained. Over here, the Skinwolves he's now given up on coming all the way around and sort of come in towards the center, but still hasn't fully committed the Skinwolves. Another blurry picture. What has happened now? So then the Pegasus Knights and the Duke went into the Housecarls, and they ran off the board. And I ended up just on the edge of the board. The Green Knight has charged back into the Berserkers and killed the champion. Elise has come up to try and put these his casters into deny range again, and the Skinwolves have finished running around. I think his magic, I think he targeted the Pegasus Knights. I think maybe caused them to panic. Which makes sense why they're back here after losing one. Yeah, I think that's a clearer picture. So then, I think this is the end of his turn. Just a better picture. He's turned the Dragon Ogres around to face towards the Duke, coming up this way. And then what happens is lots of things. So the Skinwolves are still down here in the corner. They haven't seen combat. The Duke charges the Wizard, who flees, and then I redirect him into the Berserkers just to get some points to kill them off and to stay away from the Dragon Ogres. The Pegasus Knights rally and move out of their arcs. The Green Knight kills the other last 4 Berserkers. The Grail Knights charge this unit of Berserkers that was not Berserkers, this unit of Marauders, and the Knights of the Realm charge the unit of Warhounds who flee, and I rolled high and just caught them. And then we went again, I should know the rules. They then made an overrun move and then contacted the Warriors of Chaos. And I didn't really think that they could fight, but my opponent said no, because they hadn't actually fought a combat yet, that they got to fight. They just already made a charge and an overrun move. So we fought that combat, and I think I broke the Chaos Warriors and then ran them down and caught them, and then reformed. So they're now facing back into the Dragon Ogres. And Elise charged, I think there was 2 Marauders there that she charged. Or there's a single, I think there's maybe a single Marauder that she charged into to try and kill him off. So his Chaos Lord failed to rally and kept fleeing. The Skinwolves moved up but still couldn't, they hadn't had line of sight, so they still couldn't charge. They're just moving forward again. And yeah, we called the game there after his turn because without his Lord rallying, his level 2 was in deny range. He wasn't going to accomplish much on his turn, and I think that was the end of turn 6. But anyways, so it ended up being a pretty big win to the Bretonnians. I lost my one big unit of Knights of the Realm, and I think that was it. We were playing with, I guess not bonus points, but there's going to be points at the end of the tournament for those who killed the most characters and captured the most banners. So I think I got a couple banners and a character off the Huskarl unit, but not much else. But yeah, the Bretonnian army did well, considering that the Grail Knights fought one unit of Marauders all game, but they looked threatening. And really the Duke, the Green Knight, the Pegasus Knights just were, with his smaller units, they were just charging into stuff and wreaking havoc. And with its Chaos is often a scary army for the Green Knight because of ensorcelled weapons, but the Marauder-based Sea Wolves list doesn't really have them, so the Green Knight has a lot more agency to run around, although his magic, as we saw, his magic missiles did remove him the one time when he got to fully unleash on him. But yeah, it was, yeah, good game. I think it's very scared of the Skin Wolves because I can't countercharge them because they're infantry and they're almost as fast as me. But and skirmishers, I mean, they're pretty close to Pegasus Knights in terms of maneuverability. But yeah, I think he was just a bit too cautious with. He thought after the game he would have been better off deploying them more centrally where they could, after I charge Marauder units to kill them, he can then charge with the Skin Wolves, sort of like he was doing with his Berserkers quite well. So yeah, good first game, and thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.